Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody to today's commencement ceremony. My name is Michael Rosman. I am the acting dean of COVID-19 commencement activities as authorized by the emergency declaration of the state of necessity. If we could just have a moment where the graduates all rise, we can give them a round of applause. You may be seated. What I'd like to do now is bring to the stage Dean Deborah Chamblee.
Would you be able to lead us in commencing some exercises first?
Oh yes, we forgot the commencement exercises. If we could ask not only the grad, but all of the people here in attendance to please rise. And we're going to start with jumping jacks, but please be careful if you're wearing heels. You can fake it, but these are the commencement exercises as dictated by the people who write these shows. Okay, that concludes the commencement exercises.
This is a reading written by a friend of ours, Kim Damakosh, who will be receiving an honorary degree at this ceremony in a little while when we get to that part of the program. And it is apropos of this moment. It is a letter to all the college seniors whose final semester is impacted by COVID-19. College is supposed to be the opposite of social distancing, but here we are, and I feel so badly for your losses. Your lost sports season, your final play, musical, debate season, dance performance, concert, your senior week, spring fling, senior bar crawls, lost community projects, the promising friendships that had just begun, the awesome professor you waited 3 years to have and now only get to experience online, and countless other things that you were looking forward to that are now lost to social distancing. It sucks. But the thing I keep thinking about most is your loss of the 2 months you had left to make the mental and emotional transition from the relative safety and comfort of your college life to whatever is next for you. That transition isn't easy under normal circumstances, but the sudden changes you're now dealing with might make it a little scarier and harder. This latest 100-year event seems like a bookend to a bunch of things that have shaped your generation. You grew up in a post-9/11 world with its endless, senseless wars. You don't know what it's like to walk onto an airplane without taking off your shoes and having a full body scan. You were the first kids to be told that live shooter drills are a normal part of elementary school life. You were 8 years old when Al Gore tripped the climate change alarm, and since then have watched adults largely ignore pleas from scientists to accelerate the change needed to combat it. You were immersed in a brand new digital social media frontier long before anyone understood how it could impact your still forming nervous systems and emotional regulation. And now you're watching the first global pandemic since 1918 play out under an administration that doesn't appear capable of handling it. My friends, that's a lot. Sure, you experienced some really great things too. Huge cultural shifts towards embracing differences, electing our first Black president, and quantum leaps in technology that just might solve the problems we face. Still, I think it's fair to say that your first 22 years have been a little strange and unsettling. So I want to offer you this one thought. We see you. We see that you're entering your adulthood at a precarious time. We see that it's hard to find anything encouraging in the news. We see that you're entering a world in 2020 that is nothing like the one we entered. For me, it was 1985. Reagan's Morning in America seems really quaint now. We see your disappointment in the abrupt end of your college experience, and we wish it could be different for you. We see it all. As parents, we've always tried to normalize things and project confidence so you could enjoy the innocence of your childhoods. Unfortunately, there's compelling evidence that shows our efforts to shield you were not entirely successful. Maybe now, with a global pandemic bearing down on us, it's time to acknowledge to you that none of it was normal or okay. But we also know that none of it is insurmountable, and that the new normal that arises from thoughtful solutions will better reflect your values and priorities. We know for certain that you will soon relish the independence you're teetering on the cusp of rather than fear it. And we know your next 22 years to be amazing, filled with change for the better. Your generation is a critical part of the solution now. We really do see you. And we are grateful that the voices of your extraordinary generation are being added to the dialogue. We know you will bring a perspective that is wiser than your years might indicate. You've seen an awful lot in 22 years. Please don't let any of us forget that. And Kim sends her love and a ton of love as you navigate these strange times.
Thank you very much, Dean Deborah. We will now have a reading by Dean Michael Rosman. Congratulations, graduate. After 4 long years of blood, sweat, and tears, sleepless nights, and endless studying, you've earned the honor of graduating from this, the amazing stage of glory and wonder. Wonder because you may wonder, how did I get stuck graduating in the weirdest year ever? I've missed out on so much in these last few months because of the quarantine, and yet you have learned unique lessons no class before you has learned. History. What happened 2 weeks ago? Even 2 days ago? The days all seem the same. In geography, the borders of my world are my bedroom, dining room, yard, and the grocery store if I'm lucky. Language arts. You learned new words you hope to never hear again, like online learning, pandemic, quarantine, and self-distancing. Medicine. Who is Dr. Fauci? And honestly, how many times a day do I have to wash my hands? My skin is falling off. Sports. Does Korean baseball really count? How fast can I get my donut-laden body back into shape when the gym's open? Theater. There's no drama like family drama at home. I bet you now understand why conflict is the heart of all good theater, even if you wish you had less of it. Do Netflix and watching reruns of Avenger movies count also? Music. With the Disney sing-alongs on TV, you found out, hey, you actually do know all the words to I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. And last, thank heavens, no more Baby Shark. And of course, gym. No, Mom, I will never do sweating with the oldies with you or stay-at-home yoga. Seriously, although you may wish you had finished school at another time, you really have learned some great lessons that will help you in the future. The first is patience. And this is a tough one. Of course, you want to go out and see your friends, go to the movies, and or play sports. But you've learned you can live without those things and find other ways to pass your time. And yes, that includes lots of more time with your family than you normally would choose. Way, way more. You found that you can survive being stuck with them because you have to. Or maybe it's only by the grace of earplugs. Perhaps the family isn't so bad after all. You've learned that life is unpredictable, so you always have to be ready to change, pivot, and try new strategies. Who would have thought you could stay home for months and not go crazy? See, you are already stronger and more flexible than you think. But most of all, you've learned that real achievement comes not from big crowds applauding you, although you wish they could, especially now. Real achievement is the hard work and effort you've already accomplished. The people who love you and have helped you through the years, your family and friends, know how amazing you are and all that you've done, even those who are not able to be here today. So stand proud and walk tall like you're always balancing that mortarboard on your head as you are today. And know that even if that mortarboard were made of heavy construction mortar, you would still manage that weight and excel. The world needs your unique talents and abilities now more than ever. Congratulations. We are all incredibly proud of you. If we could have another round of applause for the graduate. We are now going to have the awarding of honorary degrees by Dean Jeff.
Thank you, Dean Rosman. At this time, we'd like to take a moment to honor the individuals who have helped to shape Rebecca, who have been role models in her life, and who have been responsible for large portions of her life education. First of all, I would like to call up to receive an honorary degree Eileen Chamblee for being a loving and present Nana, an all-around no-nonsense person, especially in political science education. Could you please come on up and receive honorary degree? And next, to Andrea Chamblee for always being game for fun experiences, for being strong in the face of adversity, specialty in legal, medical and sports education. Please join me in welcoming Andrea Chamblee up to the stage. Our next honorary degree goes to Cindy Chamblee for always having a kind word and a laugh, specialty in music, hospitality, and culinary arts. Please join me in welcoming Cindy Chamblee up to the stage to receive her honorary degree. The next degree goes to someone who is here online but not in person, but we still need to take a moment to recognize her. This goes to Catherine Geyer for introducing Rebecca to volleyball and theater at a young age, for helping Rebecca transition to life in the big city, specialty in sports education and entertainment. I have the degree here. Ben, could you please come up to the stage and receive the award in Catherine's place? The next recipient is not here as well, but we want to take this moment to recognize her for offering life advice at key points, especially in health policy and women's studies. This award goes to Kim Damakosh. Please join me in a round of applause for Kim Damakosh. And receiving her degree, Rebecca, could you please come up and receive that degree on Kim Damakosh's behalf? And the last honorary degree goes to Jay Donnelly for being Rebecca's second mother and for 6 of the most formative years of Rebecca's life, for nourishing Rebecca's aesthetic sensibilities in all the ways her own parents are no good at. So please join me in a round of applause for Jay Donnelly. Thank you. Yes, please. So I'm Dean Jeff Chamblee. Those are the honorary degrees. And now we will move on to the certificates of achievement to be awarded by Michael Rosman. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Dean Jeff. Seem to have lost sound. There's a lot of things going on in my face right now. So this next segment of the commencement is very exciting because lots of people want to know who the big award winners are. And it gives me great pleasure to introduce them to you now. So we do have a couple of awards today, and we're very excited to give these out. These are very, very difficult to earn, and we're very proud of the people who are awarded these. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to recognize the graduates who made Dean's List for 3 semesters. First, we have Rebecca Geyer Chamblee. Congratulations on a great honor, Rebecca. Sorry, walk across. They wiggle, the steps wiggle, so be careful. They're sturdy, but they wiggle. So this next award is actually a very, very popular award. And this award recognizes the graduate who excelled in athletic accomplishment. And in this particular case, we're awarding it in volleyball and volleyball. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please bring to the stage Miss Rebecca Geyer Chamblee. Congratulations, Rebecca. So the steps wiggle, so they're sturdy. Okay, now we have a third award, and this award recognizes the graduate most likely to go to Cambodia with the Peace Corps. And so what I'd like to do is bring to the stage for this award Miss Rebecca Geyer Chamblee. Congratulations. It's very, very cool. So be careful, the steps wiggle, but they're sturdy, yeah. And finally, we have one more award to award today. And this one was a tough decision for the committee. And after quite a bit of consultation, discussion, and even a little bit of arguing, we've decided to award to the graduate who we've decided is an all-around wonderful person. And ladies and gentlemen, can we please bring to the stage Miss Rebecca Geyer Chamblee. So, congratulations, Rebecca. That's a great honor. So, and be careful because the steps wiggle, but they're sturdy. And now the moment we've all been waiting for. This can be a little long and tedious, but we'd now like to award the baccalaureate diplomas. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to the stage Dean Jeff.
All right, I'm going to read out each graduate's name, and we're going to work through this alphabetically. First is going to be Samuel Anderson. Please come on up, Samuel. Sally Baker. Sally Baker, you're next. Linda Carter. Rebecca Chamblee, please come on up. All right, and that's the end of our list of graduates. Could we all give a real warm applause for all the graduates together?
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we'd like to thank all of you for coming out today. Many of you have traveled very far from across the street to be here. We'd like to thank all of the graduates for their patience while we went through this long ceremony. And one more time, if we could have all the graduates rise, and if we could have a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our commencement. You are all welcome to congregate on the mall outside the admin building for cookies.